We've made it, guys. This is day number 335 of building this old horse property into a family farm of our dreams. And I'm continuing to clear this horse fence line so that way I can reuse it and I can energize it for our own animals. And my goal is to get this done so that way we can start using it this year. Also today we need to set up an electrical meter box at our new brooder shed. I'm usually on that side going up the hill, but today I'm going to work on this side of the barn and go along the side here. Plenty of brambles, horse fencing, all that just leaning up on there. And we use a chainsaw blade for this. Definitely blueberries because we picked some last year, but I need to cut that back, you know. I don't want to destroy the blueberries, but I honestly think we have more blueberries than what we would know what to deal with. We still have a bunch in our freezer. Those dogs, I was telling you about those stray dogs I've been getting in here. Well, they're not stray. Come to find out, they're my neighbors. Had a little talk with him, but honestly don't know if that's gonna do anything. This little part right here is not nearly as bad as way over yonder there. It's still pretty bad, but. Good morning, guys. Today we are moving out one of our groups of egg-laying chickens. We're moving them out on the property. Birdies! Good morning, birdies! You too, birdies! This group of egg layers are almost a year old. Penelope's leading them up, our chicken wrangler. When we move them, we'll just kind of let them free range. Let them be for the day, and then hopefully eventually they'll come back. This spot where we had our beefy boys recently, and they had poop, and we're just gonna put the egg layers up here. They've never been up this high before. Usually we'll put our meat chickens up this high, and the turkeys that we raised last year, they've all been up on this top part right here. Hopefully they'll spread up some of this poop. We have to keep in mind of rain also. We're gonna get some rain, you know, it's gonna rain eventually again. And this is where we get a creek going down this way, and then down on kind of like this little valley area where it puddles up really good. We just have to make sure that they're on a higher level. Hey, pigs. So some poop does build up on these things. You know, this netting doesn't let all of it go through, so we just kind of rake it out before we move it. Man, it feels like a spring day.
This thing is so easy to move far away in like up and down hills and stuff.
The other egg layer coop, which is a Siskovich style, it's even though it's smaller, it's still cumbersome to be dragging it up our hills. So we definitely needed something more lighter. That's probably why we've never brought them up this way, because it's heavy. It's a heavy coop. We've had this coop for about 8 months now, and we like it so far. I mean, it's holding up. I mean, it looks good as new still. So I'm already kind of in my head thinking I might build another one, because I would like to have a matching pair, and stop using the small, you know, heavy Siskovich chicken egg layer chicken coop, and maybe just use it as a backup. So what's for breakfast? What is that? What is that?
This is Meg's scrapple recipe. Out here you could either call it scrapple or liver mush.
I like to call it liver mush. I think it's a better sounding name. Liver mush.
Well, this one actually does have liver in it. So we did like 4 cups of pork and then 2 cups of liver and onions. So we're frying it up in some butter and then we are gonna have it this morning with our waffles.
Penelope's making waffles this morning. Look at this. What kind of waffles are these, Penelope?
Einkorn waffles.
Einkorn? We had the same liver mush yesterday for breakfast. And honestly, that was the first time I'm having liver mush. We've never bought it at the store, so I can't tell you the difference between store-bought or homemade, but I'm pretty sure homemade's probably better. Scrapple's done. Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle.
I don't know if it's supposed to be soft in the middle. I think maybe not. It's supposed to be like crispy throughout. But I cut such thick slices that it is that way, but it's good either way. It's fully cooked.
I mean, there's liver in there, but you don't taste it at all. It tastes like sausage, is what it tastes like to me.
Actually, I think it tastes like hash browns.
Or that,
like
yeah.
crispy on the outside hash browns and then soft in the middle.
This shed right here used to be the old horse shed before my big barn was ever built. Also already has electricity in it, but it's not hooked up. I'm gonna try to use it this year as a brooder because we have 75 meat chickens coming in less than a month. Back in the day, right here, there used to be a single wide mobile home. That's why we have this meter here that's not hooked up. This meter is underground and it goes straight to that barn, which is hooked up to that. Being that this is not hooked up, we're gonna move this meter to the side of that barn over there and then get rid of this H-style tower here altogether. So we need to hang up an electrical meter box. Every day it's feeling more and more like spring. It's getting pretty warm. The steps that I need to do in order to move that meter box and hook up the meter over here on the side of this. The electrical comes out right in there around, there's a light bulb right there. This place had horses, so everything's really high. I'm assuming because of that, you know, so a horse don't chew on this, but there's an outlet there. And these are where the switches are at. This is the meter box, meter socket box. So this is almost like a giant plug where there's a round meter and the energy people are gonna come and just basically plug that in. I'm not an electrician, I'm just a homeowner trying to figure this out just like everybody else. I needed a permit to do this. Power company says I need to buy one of these and it needs to be MEG approved, M-E-G. Whatever that means, I don't know. You would think you could just go to a big box store and find a MEG approved box, but you can't. They sell one, but it's not MEG approved. But eventually doing my research, I found it on Amazon. It's already hooked up for electrical and it's already working. It's just a matter of moving that meter box. So from the pole out here, they're gonna trench a line, a power line that goes all the way down and comes up. So the only thing they wanted was access to the ground here. There's a giant stump right here because I was gonna put it right here, but not anymore. So I'm gonna move it over and put it here, so hopefully they could just trench it here and then come up right into the box, just much like how this one is. The good news is that they're not gonna charge me to do this. I mean, I had to buy the box and I had to get the permit, but that was it. And then my thought is that, you know, being that the meter's there, right next door over here is where I'm gonna eventually put the permanent chicken processing station. The engineer sent me this nice little diagram, where to mount it, how high to mount it, which is super helpful. I mean, they've been very helpful, the power company, on this. Also, when I hooked up power, it was again a meter thing where they had to hook up a meter to my barn, my big barn. It's kind of the same thing here, what we had to do in order to install this meter. This was already here, so it wasn't such a big deal. I don't have to mount a box or nothing, but I need to add 2 ground rods that far apart. That's hooked up there. It's about the same height as this one, which I assumed. There's no pre-drilled holes here, so you gotta do your own. Grounding rods. That's something I need to do also. I don't think I need to do it for them to come out and do the meter, but I need to do it anyways. And they need 2 grounding rods. I usually push these in as far as I can, and then you know, after you're almost done, then you put on the headphones. Ooh, baby. I think I'm gonna hold off on doing the other rod, because if I'm looking at 6 feet, 6 feet's way out here, seems kind of in the way. So maybe I'll wait till they come out and I'll talk to him about it. Maybe he'll let me get away with 1 rod, or putting a rod a little bit closer over here. So the next step is to call them, and they're gonna come out. We're gonna plan out where they're gonna trench the line to run the electrical, and then another guy's gonna come out, run the electrical, plug it in, and then I need to wire that to the outlets and stuff that's in the shed. And I still have yet to get that hydrant working, so I'm gonna end up doing a totally different line, water line from the well. Probably not there. I might just do another one all the way out there, right by the shed. Our rainwater system that we've been using, it's been working great, so